The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, good morning, everybody. In fact, good 8:59. In fact, good 9 a.m. exactly on the dot. How's that for getting started on time? Welcome to the webinar. We're going to talk. I'm going to show you very clear instructions, really clearly laid out and mapped out couple of systems for you that you can go do 3-6 new listings a month. And you'll know it when you see it. You'll know it. You go, I know. And some of you will say, hey, I'm already doing that. That's great. You just gave me some ways to actually crank it up a little bit better. So that's usually what happens. My name is Chris Silveda, and I'm a realtor like you have been for a lot of years. Not so active as a realtor these days because I'm working with a couple hundred agents across the country that are using my tools and other tools to doggedly pursue short sale listings in this market. And so the benefit to you from all of that is I'm going to share with you what they're doing and what's working. And funny enough is it's kind of what's always been working. So we're going to go old school today with a new twist in some ways. Now, before we get started, I would just like to ask for a little bit of audience participation. It's a pretty small group today. Let me know how the audio is coming through for you, and let me know where you're at. I'd like you guys to just look around on your desktop if you're here right now and you're paying attention, and just look for the little orange arrow. Just click on it, and you could type in a question or a comment. You could type in perhaps the name of your city. You could say hello from Miami or, howdy from Houston, something to that. And that just kind of lets me know where you guys are at. That's always fun. And so we're a small group. And so right now, in my mind, it's kind of like we're all getting together at a little Pete's Coffee or a Starbucks or something. And it's our Thursday morning mastermind group. And we're going to talk marketing. Okay, so we're going to take off our real estate consultant hat, and we're going to really put on more of a thinker hat as a marketing consultant, right? As a marketer with a real estate license. Okay, so it's kind of like coffee hour. Only I get to talk the whole time, which is kind of cool if you're a talker. So let me see where you guys are at this morning. We do have Miami. Funny. Hey, good morning, Miami. And good morning to, I know where Del Zura is. That's California. You're in California someplace. Howdy, California. And howdy, California and Arizona. And for those of you just checking in, we're just getting started right now. It's 9:02. My name is Chris Silveda, and I'm the host of this fun little webinar and the creator of some pretty cool tools over here we'll take a look at together too today. And with that, let's get started. Oh, by the way, if you're just checking in and you've got questions at any time during this webinar, everybody else knows, you can just click on the little orange arrow icon you've got somewhere, usually on the upper right-hand corner of your desktop, and it'll open up a chat box. You can just type in your questions and hit enter, and it'll send them over. Okay, so let's get started. Right now, I'm at my website, simplelistingsolutions.com, Simple Listing Solutions. You could come over here at your own time after the webinar or tonight, with a bowl of ice cream when you're sitting down, and you could take a look at some pretty darn cool tools. I can go to online marketing tools, and I don't think we've got our new Facebook plugins on here yet. Note to self. But offline marketing tools, you could come over here and you could take a look at some of the things that we talk about today. Some direct response letters, short sale letters, postcards, business cards, different tools that all show you how they're being used. Right, and then you go, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. You can come over here and just maybe you can copy my stuff or you can get it yourself if you choose to do that. That'll be an option for you. But with that, let's leave here, and I'm going to open up a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to start this party, and we're going to talk about 3 formulas, right, for generating 3 to 6 transactions every single month in your real estate practice. It doesn't matter what the economy is, and I don't think it even really matters where you're at. In fact, smaller rural areas, you could probably, well, you'll find out for yourself. But let's dive into this stuff. We're going to talk about the 30-50-30 system, and this will work for you in Sacramento, San Diego, Orange County, Phoenix, Gilbert, Arizona, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, any of those markets, Las Vegas. And so we're going to talk about the 30-50-30 system. Right? It's going to be good for 2 deals a month. And then we're going to talk about the 50-30 NOD system. And if you're on the East Coast or Florida or something like that, we're talking list pendings. Okay, 30, 60, 90-day lates, could be 120, 150, 180. Wherever they're at in the process, they're upside down in their house and they're missing their payments. And their names have come up on a list, and you've decided to work those strangers, right? So we're going to talk about the 50-30 NOD system. That's going to be good for 2 deals a month, and that's free. Cost you money. And then we're going to talk about concentrated leverage. Okay, and how under the umbrella of concentrated leverage, there's a couple systems I'll show you for adding additional transactions to your bottom line this year. So you don't have to use my tools. You don't have to use Craig Proctor's tools, Joe Stumpf tools, Brian Buffini tools, Program 3648, CDPE, Harris University, ProStep Mark. You don't need to use anybody's tools. Right? You can apply concentrated leverage at just using the tool between your ears and add another 10 transactions to your business this year. Okay, and I'm going to show you how that can be done pretty easily with intention. Okay, and that's just a cute photo of a funny baby. We're not going to talk about some of that stuff right now. What we are going to talk about is the fact that right now we live in kind of a unique time as real estate professionals, because there are lists of homeowners available to us, their names, phone numbers, addresses, and these are people that need to sell their house. And it's causing us some anxiety because we're like, oh, they need to sell their house and I can get a list. But that's not equating into listings for so many of us. And so there's this frustration, like they're out there and I know they're out there and I just can't get them. And can you imagine that? It's like the mountain lion sitting on the other side of the sliding glass window, looking through the window at, the kitten. Man, if not for this piece of glass, not that, but that's a horrible analogy. But you know what I'm saying. You know they're out there. They're all around you. And the frustration is, wow, how do I get them? Well, I'm going to tell you this right now, just as a warning, friend to friend, realtor to realtor, right? Professional courtesy, racing to the printer to mail a bunch of postcards and letters to people who don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, is a great way to waste a lot of money. So don't do it just yet. I'll show you how to do it, but don't do it until you know how. That's number one. Number two, I wish I had a slide for what I'm about to tell you, but I don't. So I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. It's just going to be words that are going to just fall out of my mouth right now that I didn't make. I'm not saying I made this up. I've just discovered this, right? Other people have discovered, and I've discovered it because I'm paying attention to what's happening. But I'm going to create a distinction for you guys right now that's going to be worth thousands of dollars to you. If you're a listing agent going out there trying to get listings, right, short sale listings, and there's abundance of short sale listings in your marketplace, okay, here's the distinction. You can go out there two ways. One of them will get you paid, right? One of them is going to make your life hard, right? I'm going to give you the one that's going to make your life hard first. If you go out into your marketplace as a real estate professional looking for short sale listings, I can help you short sell your home, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, get your lender to pay all the sales costs. We can help you out. You're going to lose. And I'm not saying you're going to lose entirely, but you're going to have to work really hard to get some deals, right? There's a much better way to go out into your market right now. And here's the distinction. Don't go out there as a real estate professional, right? I can help you short sell your home. You have got to go out there as a foreclosure avoidance alternative specialist, right? And I can help you save your home. You see, people want to save their home. They don't want to short sell their home. So if you go out there and say, I can help you short sell your home, you know what they do? They close the door, close the windows, go away. If you go out there and say, hey, knock, 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 I'm here, I can help you save your home, open the door, come on in, have a piece of pie and a cup of coffee, sit down, we'd like to talk to you. What have you got for us? Well, I've got this guy on my team that specializes in the HARP 2.0 government refi program. Have you guys found out if you qualify for that yet? How's your loan mod going? You're working with your bank, Bank of America? Who's your bank on that? Right? I can help you guys. Loan mod, HARP, refi. If it's if it's a short sale, I can do that too, right? Deed in lieu of foreclosure. If you guys want to know what that is. So you have to go out there as a foreclosure alternatives advisor, right, who can help people save their home. And the result of that is going to be they'll discover on their own they're not going to be able to get their loan modified. They're not going to qualify for the refi. We need to short sell our house. Hey, well, lo and behold, hey, I'm right here. Right, let me get you guys started on that because that's what I specialize in. Right, over at Kelly. Oh, yeah, good. Good, we've got you. You've been here from the very beginning. Thank you so much. That's where it's going to happen, you guys. So big distinction. A short sale agent going out there, I can help you short sell your house, or somebody out there saying, I can help you save your house. Let's talk about your options. Have you explored them all? And how hard is it? Chris, I don't know a darn thing about HARP 2.0. You don't need to. You just need to know a mortgage guy who does and put them on your team. Okay, so just hold those two. Just be clear on that as we go forward because the systems that I'm going to show you today, it's important that you guys understand that. Now, when you think listings, don't think the internet, okay? Think relationships And I'll show you why. And I get everybody wants listings from the internet. Oh, I want a website. I'm going to have a Google AdWord campaign. Why? So I can go to Starbucks and hang out and play on Facebook while people on the internet find my website and get me to help me list their house. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. You can get buyer leads from the internet all day long. It's a lot of work, but you can do that. But you're not going to get listings that way. Oh, sure, you might get a listing from your website now and again that you had very little to do with, like they stumbled upon you from the internet now and again. But it's an anomaly. That's not where listings come from. They come from relationships. And relationships happen outside the door of your office, out there in the world, right? You got to leave the house, walk outside. Or you got to pick up the phone, right? Or you got to sit down and pull out a pen and open up a box of note cards and sit down and start thinking about people individually that you really know and writing them thoughtful little notes, boom. That's where relationships happen and get glued. So why chase strangers when the people who already know you and like you would be perfectly willing to endorse you to their huge sphere of influence, people you don't know, if you only made it really easy and knew how to ask, right? So relationships. Now, what's the best source of high-quality listing prospects right now? You guys think it's an NOD list. It's not. Yeah, but Chris, if I park my car in the middle of this neighborhood and get out, every single house is upside down. That's got to be the best source of new listings. No, it's not. Why? Because the people behind those doors don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, and you're a commodity. There's 35,000 probably just RE/MAX agents in your county, right? So that's not the easiest place to go get a listing. It doesn't mean ignore those places. Oh, they're there, and we're going to work them. I'm going to show you guys how. But that's not the first place you go for listings when you're thirsty, right? When you're thirsty and you're dying of thirst, you go to the closest source of clean water. Right? Then you go to the soda fountain, right, when you've quenched your thirst on water. So let's talk about that. The number one source of listings, and you already know this, is the people who already know you and like you. It's always been the case. The National Association of Realtors will tell you that. Any realtor who's been around for a while, they'll tell you the same thing. It's your friends, people who know you and like you. Hey, you'll help us sell our house, right? Sure, I will. Okay, so the second source of listings is referrals from those people. Hey, you helped us. You're great. You're my friend. And you know what? My friend that you don't know, they're selling their house. I'm going to tell them all about you. Oh, great. Right. Referrals from the people who know us and like us. Those are the number one and number two sources. So, that's the closest source of fresh drinking water. Right. The third source of listings is when a stranger discovers you and what they consider to be a credible or reliable source of information. Right. Neighborhood yard sign, newsletters, you're knocking on, marketing piece perhaps. Right, internet. That's the third source. That's the third source. So let's just keep those, top of consciousness in order, or things break down. So let's talk about these systems. Now, as a marketer with a real estate license, you guys, by the way, interesting, I stumbled into real estate in a very interesting way. I never would have imagined ending up in real estate. I, born and raised in Southern California, I went to school. I got a degree in advertising design. And I was writing ad copy for the action sports industry and surfing and snowboarding and things like that, and not making a ton of money. And so I took a job for a guy by the name of Joe Stumpf. Some of you will know him. If you don't, you should, because he's the #1 dialogue skills coach in the real estate industry, period. Brian Buffini comes out of his big tent. But the good news is I was Joe's personal assistant, and then I ended up selling him a couple houses. He became one of my dear friends and my mentor, and I attended thousands of his seminars and then started flying around the country training his mastery members in his systems. And what that meant for me was I got to meet thousands of realtors all across the country, huge producers, and meet them deeply. I see them every 90 days for 8 years, all the time. And we connect. And so, the rub-off, so to speak, just from hanging around that stuff is like, wow. And I'm sharing it with you guys right now for free. This is like going to Brian Buffini, Joe Stumpf. It's like going to a whole bunch of seminars and just squeezing the juice out of it for 60 minutes. As a marketer with a real estate license, you have got to understand that if you tell me, hey, where's your marketplace? I say that to you and you say, oh, it's Orlando. That's frustrating to me because I say, it can't be Orlando. Don't tell me it's, San Diego. What do you mean? There's 65 zip codes in San Diego, 2.5 million people. And in order to be marketing to them, you got to be at least communicating 2 or 3 times a month to them. Are you sending 2 or 3 communications to 2.5 million people a month? Well, no. Well, then what are you marketing to? Right? What are you marketing to? I didn't ask you where you would take a listing. Sure, you'll take a listing anywhere in Orlando. But where are you broadcasting your services to repeatedly, smartly, again and again and again? right? So we have to do that if we're going to call ourselves a business. And so we've got to create prospecting groups, right, that we aim our marketing message at. Orlando's too big. Houston is too big, right? Better to pick a gated community in your neighborhood with 250 homes, because then you can hit it 10 times a month. Boom, 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 with your marketing message, right? They'll hear you. Orlando will not hear your one message one time. They won't hear it. Right. The NODs, Chris, I got a list of 5,000 upside-down homeowners. They're not going to hear your message sent to them once in the middle of their agent sending them. They're not going to hear it. And number one. Number two, they probably don't want to hear it. They probably have their fingers in their ears. So stay with me, because this is critical to the rest of our real estate careers, just knowing this stuff. Okay, you want to build an A-team, you have to have an A-team. You have to have an A-team if you're in real estate. And your A-team is the people who already know you and like you in your county. Right? They're your friends. They're your family. They're your chiropractor, your kid's soccer coach, your dentist. They're the people in your community who know you and like you. And you have to have 50 of them, minimum, and their names and addresses, right, for this system that I'm about to share with you to produce. Right? If you've got more, great, it'll produce more. But you want to start, if you don't have your team 50 yet, you want to start building it. Names, addresses, birthdays, phone numbers, anything you can get about them, get it. Right? And that's going to be your A team. And then your B team, hey, that could be your 30, 60, 90-day late lists. That could be expired listings. Right? That could be FSBOs. That could be you're getting lists from the county of people who just filed for divorce. Right? That could be a geographic farm area. But the bottom line is it's people who don't know you. Right? That's your B team. All right, so let's talk about the 30-50-30 formula. You can reliably expect that sending three, it's cheap, 3 intentional, not just, slap shot, but 3 intentional communications to 50 A team members, not B team, A team members, every 30 days. Asking for help in the right way is going to generate 2 solid referrals a month, every month. 50 people, put it this way, 50 people in your community, combined, I bet they know 2,500 people in your community, right? That's access to 2,500 people, like referral. 3 intentional communications to 50 A-team members, and I'm going to show you what those communications ought to look like, or could look like. You might come up with better ones. All right, so A-team, monthly communication number 1, every realtor ought to have one of these. It's just a newsletter. A newsletter that you send out every single month. Make your own if you want to. There's some good ones out there. Buyer for a Lonely makes one. Craig Forte, Service for Life, makes one. And I mentioned those two only because I know realtors who have used them and made money. And Chris, they work, right? And not 1 or 2 realtors, but a lot. And then the welcome mat. That's a direct response newsletter I put out. I'll show it to you in a minute what it looks like, but just so you can see an idea of what a direct response newsletter looks like. So A-team monthly communication number 1, at the beginning of the month, they get your newsletter. And now, by the way, there's a way to use newsletters, and then there's just send a newsletter. And there's a big difference. There's a big difference. But here's a look at the May edition right now, this month, 2012, of the Welcome Mat, which is a newsletter that my realtor clients use. Okay, and I've zoomed in down here on this section where it says, get a free copy of my book, The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. Just visit my website. Right, www, then it sends them over to the agent website, and they get a copy of the agent's book that positions the agent as a short sale guru, and it's got all the tools and stuff the homeowner needs. And this is just on the first page of the newsletter. It's a 4-page newsletter. Right. On the back, you'll see this newsletter folds up like a postcard, and it mails out. They all do. So does the Buyer Referral Only one. So does the Craig Forte Service for Life. Folds up. So it's 8.5 by 11, 4-page newsletter. Right. It usually printed on an 11 by 17. And so on this page, and this character right here changes every month. It rotates between a man and a woman, but they always have the same message, which is, thanks for not keeping me a secret. Your referrals are the lifeblood of my business. Right? Who do you know who's upside down on their home or their property? You can help me help them for free. It's easy. Right? It's easy and it's free. I can expertly guide them through a loan mod or a short sale. Right? And thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right. So that's what's going out. That's a communication every month in a newsletter that's fun for people to get. Oh, by the way, get a free home value report. Curious to know, boom, boom, just go over to my website. That's what I'm talking about, a direct response newsletter every month that people get from you, right? And they go, oh, cool. Hey, this is great. We love your newsletter, that you send out every month to us, Bertha. That's great, right? And so Now, I said you can send out a newsletter, you can spice it up. I mean, I instruct my agents to insert a handwritten letter into the newsletter every month so that when the prospects open it up, a letter falls out, handwritten. Hey, dear friend, dear neighbor, just a quick note to let you know, right? Letters, because people read those things. They read handwritten letters 1,000 to 1. In fact, here's another, this is going to be worth money for you guys. If you're door knockers or you're mailing, anything that's printed, like that is left at a door or mailed to a house, you know, the odds going to get thrown away unless it's from the gas and electric company or from their credit card company, right? Because it's seen as, it's just generic. It's mass printed, mailed to everybody. Trash, right? But, you know, a torn up piece of paper with a handwritten note on it, with a coffee stain on the piece of paper, like thumbtack next to the door, will 10 out of 10 times always get looked at and engaged with. Now, does that mean you have to have a torn up piece of paper with a coffee stain and a thumbtack? No. But it does mean clean it up a little bit, but a little handwritten note, hey, you guys, I stopped by to talk to you about something. This is critical. You guys, this information, check it out. This is important to you, and I think you're going to find immense value in it. And then you've got an arrow pointed, like, turn over. Then they turn it over. Okay, there's your printed information. Now you got their attention and they're reading it, right? So handwritten. Anyway, so this is a newsletter, and you can spice it up with a handwritten letter. But so on the first of the month, your A-team ought to get a newsletter from you. That's a good idea. Okay, A-team monthly communication number 2 in the middle of the month, I'd suggest a handwritten note card, right? And again, intentional. Handwritten always gets looked at first, engaged with the most, and remembered the longest. Intentional could look like this. Let's zoom in on one of these. Hey friends, right now I'm working with some great buyer clients who are frustrated with the lack of inventory and the fierce competition for any decent 3-bedroom homes in San Diego under $550,000. I could really use your help finding inventory. I know you know someone who's either thinking about or planning on selling their home in the next 6 to 12 months, and I'm curious what we can do together to let them know about my services and how I can help. Also, I've got an amazing loss mitigation team behind me, so if they owe more on their home than it's worth and they want to sell it for free to avoid a foreclosure, I can definitely help. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. Right? Now, this is obviously a font right here, like a handwriting font. I wouldn't do that. I'd do your real handwriting and then make photocopies of it. Right? But this is an intentional message. So first of the month, they get your newsletter. In the middle of the month, every month, they get little notes from you like this. Right? And then what? A-team monthly communication number 3 is a phone call. We're just talking 50 people. Your A-team. Hey, Jill, who's the next person you know thinking about buying or selling? And I wouldn't go straight to it like that. Hey, Jill, how's it going? This is Chris. How are you guys? It's just kind of monthly call checking in. How do you like? You guys get my newsletter. How do you like that welcome mat? Oh, it's great. We love it. You know, I'm thinking about running an ugly pet contest in that thing. And if people will email me like photos of their pets, then, you know, I'll pick the winner, and whoever's got the ugliest pet. And I was thinking maybe dinner for 2 down at the Chart House or something. What do you think about that? Oh, hey, that's a great idea. That would be fun, except my cat's really cute, so we wouldn't win. Well, anyway, hey, it's nice to hear you guys and are doing well over there. Listen, I just want to put a bug in your ear. I'm not a secret agent, right? I'm a realtor, and you guys know that. And, you know, you've been, oh, hey, thanks, Chris. We're always thinking about you. Right? That's a phone call every month to my Team 50. So what does that look like? A newsletter once a month, a handwritten note in the middle of the month, and a phone call to 50 people that I already know. And why would you guys rather call expired listings, people who don't know you? You can go door knock strangers who don't know you, right? Hey, you don't know me, but my name's Chris. Yeah, well, what are you doing at my front door? Right? And you need to be doing that. I'll show you how to do that smartly too. But why would you not have a Team 50 that's going to generate a solid 2 deals a month for you? What kind of deals will they generate? The kind you're asking for through your notes. Hey, right now, you know, there's inventory all over the place, but there's no buyers. I need to buy, right? You have to ask for what you want, right? And then they'll produce it for you if you're consistent in your asking, and you do it in a way that's fun and it's okay, right? You're not needy. You're a professional. Because your friends are already wondering, how do you do real estate? I never hear from you. I don't get any, like, how do you get clients? Oh, it's a very complicated business. Oh, okay. And they're wondering because they don't even think of you as a realtor. You're just their friend, right? That's why they don't refer anybody to you. So, okay, so that's our A-team. And so again, if you can deliver 3 purposeful communications to your A-team every 30 days, 50 of them, that's going to give you 2 solid deals a month, referrals. Okay, now the 50-30 NOD or list pending system. This is going to be good for another 2 deals a month. And all I've done is I've taken a door knocking formula here and I've made it really simple. Yeah, because, well, I didn't do that. Somebody else did, and then it worked. And they said, this is what I'm doing, and it works. And I went, really? And then I kind of forgot about it. And then I hear from another agent going, this is what I'm doing, and it works. And I thought, somebody else said that. That's interesting. And then a little more time goes by, and somebody else says, hey, you know what? And I go, okay, there's something to this, right? There's something to this. So here's what's going on out there right now for door knockers getting listings. They're beating the mailers hands down. Why? Because listings come from relationships. Remember, the number one source of listings is people who know you and like you. Well, people meet you at their door, and they can get to know you in 10 minutes and like you. You can walk away. You can meet them at their door and walk away 10 minutes later, and now they know you and they like you. That's where listings come from. They don't come from the mail. Right? You can throw postcards at them all day, but they don't know you. They don't even like you. It's just a postcard. That's why door knocking is so effective right now if you know how to do it. Knowing how to do it, I gave you guys a really good little secret at the beginning of this webinar. I said, don't go out there as a real estate agent who helps people short sell their home. Go out there as a foreclosure alternative expert who helps people save their home. And yeah, I happen to specialize in short sales. That's what I do over at Keller Williams. Well, why are you helping us with all this other stuff? Because I find that when I help people get what they want, they help me get what I want. Right. I also see that loan mods and deed in lieu and this, a lot of people, you don't qualify for the for the HARP 2.0 refi. And when that happens, the only alternative you have left to avoid foreclosure is short sale. And I want to be your Plan B team captain. That's why I help people with this stuff. Oh, great. Well, we appreciate it. Right. So that's what you do when you're a door knocker. You don't be a short sale listing agent who's going to kick, I'm going to get this thing sold and you guys are going to be out of here lickety split. Really? We don't have anywhere to go yet. So here's the system. It's called establishing face-to-face contact, not hang a door hanger on the door and run away, right? Not mail a really good postcard, leave a note. Establish face-to-face contact and creating a relationship at the door. And I've turned this into a system, so it's really simple. By specifically targeting and knocking on the doors of 50 upside down and late homeowners by visiting the property, now here's the key, on average 1 to 5 times. Every 30 days. I say on average 1 to 5 times because that's how many times it's going to take you to visit the property to get the homeowner to the front door and build a relationship. Even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's it. Because they're never all there on the first visit. It's going to take 1 to 5. That's why you have to chunk it down into 50 properties every 30 days. You can do, and I'm telling you guys because agents are already doing this. If you met 50 homeowners who are upside down their house face to face, even if it's just for 2 minutes, and told them who you were and what you did and how you could help, every 30 days, 50 of them, that's good for 2 to 3 listings a month, right? Depending on your personality and the tool that you have and your dialogue skills, maybe 4, right? 50 upside-down homeowners face-to-face, though, you have to meet them. You got to be willing, right? But if you do that, you're going to be making doctor income, right? So you can do that. And that's the system. Okay, so it's 50 upside-down homeowners. Every 30 days, it's going to take 1 to 5 visits. Now, by providing valuable information that the prospect perceives as relevant and valuable while positioning you as a knowledgeable expert, right? And they like you. That's the best you can hope for. When you leave, they liked you. And right, you leave a tool behind that makes them like, I call it a little sandwich that they're going to mentally snack on after you walk away from the front door. I'll show you what that looks like. But more important than any tool that you could have in your hand at the front door is you and your dialogue skills. Your dialogue skills are everything. And listen, look at your marketplace. You be as simple with your dialogue as your marketplace is, right? You don't have to go out there speaking the Queen's English when you're in, a little beach town in northern Florida. It just wouldn't work. It'd sound ridiculous. So your dialogue skills are everything. And here's the thing. You're at your natural best. We all are. When we're relaxed and when we know what we're talking about and when we're focused on giving instead of getting. And when we have something to give that's of real value, it's even easier. Hey, folks, how's it going? I just wanted to put this warm apple pie in your hand and get out of your hair. I'm the neighbor down the street. We live in the blue house over on the corner. I saw you guys move in last week. And anyway, it's taken me a while to get over here. Here you go. Oh, wow. Come on in. What's your name? Hey, honey, come out here and meet this guy at the door with the warm apple pie. He's a neighbor down the street, our first new friend in the neighborhood. Right? It's easy when you've got something to give and you're not looking to get anything. So you want to be relaxed, right? And just natural. Know what you're talking about. And that's not too hard. So 50 face-to-face intros every 30 days, 2 listings a month for sure, you guys, depending on your marketplace. Sacramento, all day long, right? Tampa, Florida, all day long. 3. Okay, so having great dialogue and offering to assist them with all their options, including HARP, HAMP, HAFA, deed in lieu, right? And then have, like I said, have a really great sandwich to leave behind that they can mentally snack on after you leave. So I've got these tools that I created for things just like that. So do you think they might want something like this? It's called The Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales. It's a book, right? And again, it positions me as a short sale guru. When they, hey, I'd love to send you guys a free copy of my book. It'll only take you 45 minutes to read it, and when you're done, you'll know how to short sell your home on your own. Plus, you'll have all the tools to pull it off. But if you don't want to do it on your own, you'll know more than 9 out of 10 so-called short sale experts who come knocking on your door, and you'll be in a much better position to decide who's the best agent to work with you. Oh, sure, send that over to us. Then they read it, and they go, wow, Chris really knows his stuff. Hey, Chris, won't you help us? Sure, I'd love to. Right? That's the way that works. Oh, but no. We don't want to talk about a short sale. We're working on a loan mod. Hey, great, can I send you guys a copy of my book? It's called The Homeowner's Guide to Fighting Foreclosure. Right? It's got some tips, tools, techniques for dealing with your bank. Oh, sure, right? Hey, why don't you guys go over to my website, right? You can click on the HARP 2.0 Government Refinance Program page I've got set up over there. It's going to educate you guys on that. It's got links everywhere you need to go find out if you're going to qualify for HARP 2.0, right? You find out if you're going to have a deficiency judgment. You can just go over there, qualify for a half a short sale, qualify for a HAMP loan mod. You can do all that stuff on my website. Plus, I've got all the forms to submit to your bank if you guys haven't started that loan mod yet. I've got all the forms for you and show you how to package up your stuff and send it all over there. I can help you with that. Oh, wow. Yeah, and by the way, when the bank won't modify the loan on your upside-down home or investment property, I'll help you avoid foreclosure for free with a short sale. Pick up my book while you're over there. Right. So that's how a website comes in handy. I didn't say anything about driving a Google AdWord campaign over here for strangers to come over here and go, oh, look at all this great stuff. I'm going to opt in for this guy's book and drip on him, automated drip, great, and then I'm going to list. Okay, that might happen. That might happen. But I'll tell you what, it happens a lot faster when you go target 50 upside-down homeowners every 30 days and you make sure you're going to meet them with 1 to 5 visits. And when you're standing there and you leave the front door, you leave them with a couple business cards. Hey, listen, could I give you guys a few of my cards and ask you to think about who you might know in our neighborhood who could use this information? Yeah, great. This is that book you're talking about, huh? Yeah, but, if you want to see a really cool Remax balloon, that's on the other side. Oh, no, we've seen balloons. Okay, well, good. Let me give you a few of my cards here. And, hey, nice to meet you, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Then you know what happens? Now, this is not a Google AdWord campaign. This is not the internet. This is a business card that I just handed to somebody. I had a 2 or 3 or a 10-minute dialogue, and I handed them the card. Right? I created a relationship. Then what happens is the person's spouse comes home later that evening, and they say, hey, this guy came by. This woman came by. We talked for a few minutes. They've got someone on their team that does HARP 2.0 refis, that maybe we can get qualified for that. And check it out. The guy he wrote a book. Oh, let's go look. They go over to the website, and they go, oh, HARP, HAMP, HAFA, look around, look at all this stuff. What's Dan Rather talking about? They watch the evening news talk about how loan modifications don't work. And they go, yeah, here's that book. Huh, let me see the card. Huh. And either they make the decision that evening or later, but when they do, you know what they do? They just call you up. Hey, you came by our house yesterday, or you came by our house last week, you talked to my husband, and you left us your card with the book on. Yeah, hey, listen, we need to sell our house. And you come over here and you go, how come they never even ordered my book? Because they're too lazy to read it. I'm just telling you guys what I know is happening out there. They just want to know that you wrote it. 1 out of 10 will want the book, and they'll come over and say, yes, please send it to me. And you'll send it to them, and they'll go, wow, great book. I forwarded it to my cousin. You'll say, hey, that's great. The other 9, no, that's okay. Will you come help us? That's what's going on out there. And so the tool was my dialogue in the business card. It wasn't the website. Right. The website just came over here and they looked at it and they go, oh, yeah, sure enough. Where's his phone number? Right here. Let's call him up. Right. That's how websites work for getting listings. Kind of important, right? Kind of important, I suppose, but not nearly as important as the simple little business card and me knocking on their door and talking to them. Right. Or if they're not there, I can leave a little editable note card. Hey, stop by to introduce myself and explain how I've been helping, our neighbors and how I can help you guys too. It's free. Don't let the bank foreclose. Watch my video. Right, they flip it over. It's got their name on it. Chris, what will you do? Let the bank foreclose and sell to the highest bidder or avoid foreclosure with a no-cost short sale, save your credit, collect a $3,000 move-out allowance, and do your neighbors a big favor by not allowing another unnecessary foreclosure to further erode their home's value. Doing the smart thing is easy with expert help. Take action now before it's too late, right? Learn how I helped our neighbors avoid foreclosure for free in my brief video made just for you. Watch it now at howihelporlando.com. They go over there and they go to the little landing page, and there's you. Hey, I'm so glad you came here. I stopped by your house earlier and you weren't home. Listen, I know where you guys are at right now and I can help you. Right? On my team, we can help you guys with HARP 2.0. Oh, wow, now they can see your face. Oh, wow, that's the person who came by. Right? So, these are all systems, the little landing page, right? These are all systems that agents are using. They're pretty simple, but you still have to work. Like the business cards, they don't go out and knock on doors, or if they did, that'd be great, but they don't. Okay, so formula number 1 that I shared with you guys was 3 purposeful communications every month to your A-team. I suggested a newsletter, a note card, and a phone call. Right. And then formula number 2 is face-to-face communication, relationship creation with 50 default property owners per month. Now you might say to me, hey Chris, I can do a seminar and I can get a room full of them every month. I can get 50 of them. Okay, go ahead. Do that. I'd do that instead all day long. I don't think you'll be able to, but if you've got a way to get 50 upside-down homeowners every month to a seminar, do that. That makes much more sense. I don't think you can. I know you can go knock on doors this afternoon, though. So, again, there may be better ways, and if you've got them, go for it. But I'm telling you what's working right now. Okay, so communicating a message that positions you as a helpful expert, or by having a unique service offer and a glowing personality, right? Remember, they just need to like you. You walk away from that front door, oh, wow, she can help and I like her. And then formula number 3 is concentrated leverage. So what the heck does that mean? Well, concentrated leverage begins by understanding that the purpose of a listing is to get another one, and that every buyer prospect is a doorway to a whole bunch of relationships that you don't yet have, right? And that buyer prospect that you're working with can go to all those people singing your praises, or it can go to all those people and not say a darn thing about you, right? As their days tick by, they don't say anything about you. Or they can go out there and sing your praises. Right. So you need to be making that happen. So drilling down into every buyer prospect for a minimum 1 referral during the process. Like during the time you guys are looking at homes, they should be referring you somebody. Right. And hey, that business card that I just showed you, that's a great tool to do that. Hey, you guys, by the way, this doesn't apply to you, but let me give you a few of my cards and ask you to think about who you might know at your gym, at your church, at your, oh, hey, Chris, what's this? Hey, thanks for asking. It's a book that I put together. Oh, wow, they wrote a book. Hey, our agent, boy, we sure picked a great agent. What does it do? It tells people how to think. Oh, okay, great, right? So I'm drilling down with my buyer prospects. This little business card right here, I call it a money-making business card. And the realtors that I work with, they call me up, I love your website. And I say, yeah, I don't get too excited about it. Hey, let's talk about the business card. And they're like, yeah, whatever. And I want to say, wait a minute, what do you mean whatever? That business card, 1,000 of them. 4-color, 2 sides, $60, shipped to your front door. That business card could get you 20 listings. $1,000 for $60 for 1,000 of them, right? And you're saying, yeah, whatever. You want to talk about the website? Forget about the website. Website, schmebsite. This thing will make you money, right? And then they go, oh, really? Yeah, really. Guy Smoots will tell you, hey, I just stood up at this new networking group I joined. I said I'm a realtor. I specialize in default properties, and I showed him my cards, and everyone went, hey, cool card. And the next day, the guy called me up and said, hey, come list my house. It's that easy, right? Now, believe me, if you just have a balloon on your card, great. Next. Thanks for joining our club, right? Nothing against RE/MAX, right? You maybe have a big Prudential boulder on there, but so what? Right? What does that mean? Nothing. So remember, we're marketers, right, with a real estate license. And really, when you really start to get this, you're a relationship manager. Like you orchestrate relationships. You communicate to your team 50 or team 100 or team however big it gets. How beautifully you communicate to it every month is how they respond to you. Wow, you communicate to us so beautifully. We love you. You're the best realtor ever. We're going to send you even more referrals. That's what they do as your communication skills improve to them and become more consistent. So anyhow, these are some simple tools and some simple solutions for going out and getting business. But again, back to leverage. So drilling down with your buyer prospects, I've got a business card tool, and that's one great way to do it, right? But just staying in touch with your prospect throughout the transaction and letting them know that you need their referrals is another great way to do it, right? But let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about listings, because that's what I like, and that's what I like for you, is to have more of them. leveraging your listings. The purpose of listing is to get another one. The take one box is such a perfect spot to make that happen from. Right. The take one box, that's like a salt lick. Out there on that signpost, all the neighborhood homeowner deer, they're going to come over in the middle of the night, early in the morning, middle of the afternoon. At some point, they're going to lick a big flyer right out of that box, and they're going to empty it like twice. You're going to get frustrated, man. But you shouldn't be, because the purpose of listing is to get another one. Who are you going to get it from? One of the neighborhood homeowners who's really impressed with you and what you're doing, hopefully. Right. That's what open houses are for. They're not for buyers. They're for all the neighborhood homeowners to come over and meet you and be very impressed with you and what you're doing and what you're about. And they leave with a root beer float in their hand thinking, not only is this the best root beer float I've ever had, she is phenomenal. Our real estate agent didn't do anything like that. Wow, she wrote a book. Look at this, honey. Look at her card. She's got a book that she put together. Oh, yeah, I grabbed a couple of them. I'm going to bring some to work tomorrow. Right? That's what an open house is for. And, you know, if buyer stumbles in, great, come on in. Oh, but I don't have an agent, and I got a briefcase full of cash, and I need to close escrow on something in the next 2 weeks, and I love this house. Okay, party over. Get the heck out of here, neighbors. Bam, leave that root beer float right where it's at, lady. Boom, I close the doors, and I'm sitting down with that buyer. No, you know, not really. But, again, the purpose of a listing is to get another one. So my flyer box, here it is, and here's my property flyer, and when they turn it over, they ought to say, what the heck is this? Right? What the heck is this? Here's how you can sell your home for less than you owe the bank, avoid foreclosure, save your credit, get your lender to pay all the sales costs. Oh, wow, look at this agent. They wrote a book. They must know short sales. Oh, yeah, apparently they do. They're a certified short sale advisor. I can go over their website here and get a free copy of this. Oh, wow, learn the 4 critical questions your lender will demand answers to before they'll accept a short offer on your home and how to answer them. The top 3 mistakes most homeowners struggle to make their payments are making right now and how you can avoid them. Why so many home sellers end up hiring the wrong real estate agent and end up foreclosed on with ruined credit, how to ensure that doesn't happen to you. Oh, wow, loan modification scam, step-by-step. Oh, this is a great book. I need to get this for Johnny, my son, who's upside down on his condo, right? Or for myself, or for my neighbor, or for my secretary. Hey, this is cool. This agent, I like her, right? So your take one box. You know, what could you put on the back side of that real estate? You got this whole piece of paper talking about what the house is like, and then the whole reverse side, it's like real estate. It's like an empty lot with ocean views. What will you put on it? Right. So let's just close the loop on this stuff. 3 purposeful communications to 50 advocates every 30 days, letting them know how to help you, right? And how you can help them with this book is good for 2 referrals a month on average, right? Newsletter, note card, phone call. Right, 50 new face-to-face relationships with every 30 days with homeowners, right, in default. That's going to produce 2, and I'm going to call it 3, actually, 2 to 3 listings per month on average for you. Now, that depends on where you're at. If you're in Florida or California or Nevada, Arizona, let's just call that 3 listings a month. But for sure 2, right, 50, unless you're a jerk. Like, unless people open their door and you yell at them, you big losers, you've been hanging out not making your mortgage payment in this place for 9 months, talking about not having any equity, and you're spending the equity, blah, 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 and then they slam the door on you. You won't get 2 listings a month if you go about that approach. But you guys already know that. So by applying concentrated leverage to those 4 transactions, you can reasonably expect to net an additional 1 to 2 or more referrals during the course of the transaction. Right? By applying concentrated leverage to those systems that I just showed you, when you get those referrals, when they come in, then you've got to leverage those. You got to, every deal. It's like underneath everything, there needs to be something else. If I get a listing and I didn't get another listing from it, I failed. Right? If I didn't at least get like 2 solid good buyers from it that are going to close escrow with me in the next 90 days, I failed. Right? Yeah, but you got your seller top dollar in a week. I know, I failed. A week wasn't enough time for me to hold it open twice because I didn't get a chance to meet all the neighbors. Right? I didn't even get a chance to send out a just listed, just sold thing. It happened so fast. I failed. Well, here's your big $17,000 commission failure check. I know. Should have been 3 of those. Right? So, okay. Questions. If you guys have any questions right now about any of the stuff that I've talked about, you can click on that little orange arrow, and I'll circle through the question parking lot. You guys could just type them in, and I'll just check out your comments. And again, if you have questions about my stuff, you can go over there to Simple Listing Solutions, and you can take a look at it. Spanish language, Spanish question mark language question. Yeah. So So you guys, so Michelle is asking a question, and I'm just going to show you, Michelle. So yes, the tools come in Spanish or English. Actually, they come in both. It's not Spanish or, it's Spanish and. Here's the way my system works. You get an entire toolkit for less than $50 a month. It's a month-to-month deal, right? There's no contract. You get an entire toolkit and a website. In fact, you get your own stealth website. You can look up your IDX, so people can come over here and search for homes. They can learn all about HARP 2.0, qualify for all this stuff. The nice thing about my websites, you can build any page you want. You can build as many pages as you want. You can edit all this stuff. Like you can take this headline and rewrite it. If you can work in a Microsoft Word document, you can rewrite this headline. You can not only rewrite the headline, you can grab all this stuff and rewrite it, copy, paste. You could do anything to this website. It's yours. Like you don't have to be a tech geek. Literally, you could change the color, upload a different logo, change your photo, build new pages, micro-target a community called Coral Creek or something, or I don't know, Coral Cove. You could have Coral Cove community information, Coral Cove for sale by owners, Coral Cove expired listing history, right? And then what would you do on the for sale by owners? Well, with this website, as you build pages, you can insert video onto the pages, photo, any text that you want. Really, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about this. So there's a website with a bunch of built-in auto-drip campaigns and stuff like that. And then that's one tool that comes in a big toolkit, right? And it's called a website. That's one of the tools. There's a bunch of other tools, though. There's offline marketing tools and there's online marketing tools. The offline marketing tools include, but not there's other stuff, 2 books. Okay, you're the author of both, right? They're ghostwritten for you. So here's your books. They position you as an expert. And you have the ability to edit the books. You can open them up, change, take stuff out, put stuff in, put in your photo, smile, and then you'll save it as a PDF file, of course, when you're done making edits. And that's your book. If you don't want to make any edits, you don't have to because it's a great book right out of the box. And again, it's ghostwritten for you. So there's 2 of them. And then there's 2 different direct mail letters, one promoting each book. And then I teach you, 10 different ways to use these letters. Right? There's 3 different door hangers promoting the books, different postcards promoting the books, both in English and Spanish. And this book comes in English and Spanish. Right? And then there's, take one flyers for your open houses. Remember I said the purpose of an open house, get all the neighborhood homeowners to come over there. Oh, hey, wow, look at this. What's this? Hey, thanks for asking, right? And then there's 2 different business cards. There's a business card for each book. Right? Corrugated plastic bandit signs for working your geographic farm areas. HTML Craigslist ads. I've got Facebook plugins that come in the toolbox. If Facebook plugin shows the book, click here for a free copy of my book. You just plug it right on into your Facebook fan page if you've got one set up yet. Right? So there's a bunch of tools. Right? So now here's the problem. Wow, there's a website that's pretty elaborate in and of itself. I can build all these pages. How did he say that stuff worked? He said it was simple, but how does it work? And then there's all these tools, and they look great. There's a bunch of them, and they're in Spanish too. Wow. You know what I've shown you guys just now? Enough to put you into information overwhelm for the next 5 years, so you'll do nothing. You'll buy it, and then you'll do nothing. And I know that because that's what happened for Joe Stumpf. I ran the show out there for 8 years. They'd spend thousands of dollars, and 80% of them wouldn't do anything with the stuff because they go into overwhelm with it right away. And so I've got a built-in parachute to make sure that that doesn't happen for you. The way things work over here is, yeah, you get all the tools, right? You get all the tools. But you also get my cell phone number because I join your team, right? Less than $50 a month. I help you set this stuff up. I tell you which tools you're going to use. Right? And I'm not going to tell you which tools you're going to use. I'm not your boss. But I will talk to you in depth and at length and find out about you, your business, your budget, your practices, what you like, what you don't like, what you intend to do, what you'd like to do, what you don't want to do. And I'll say, good, don't waste your time, beyond these tools. Use this one and this one. This is what's going to work for you, the newsletter and the business card, and this is how you're going to do it. Right? Forget about the other tools. Right. Later on, if you get bored and you're swimming in cash and you say, I want to implement some new systems. Okay, let's go back out to the tool shed and let's talk about some, how you can use some of the other tools. Right. So it's like, I'll be on your team. And I'm not some kid wearing a headset that never had a real estate license, who's making $15 an hour or who knows what's in your toolkit. I made the toolkit. And I've closed short sales. So that's the way it works over here for less than $50 a month. Right. No contract. So you guys, if you want to do this, I would invite you to come over here to simplelistingsolutions.com and look into doing so. These are all real testimonials. Jenny Talasazin, I put last names on these agents, right? They're not fake people. Adam Menconi up in Northern California. I mean, Tom Reinberg down in Jacksonville, Florida, 28, 30 listings. I don't know, a lot. You know, Jenny. Now, Jenny's had some health issues over last year. She's been out of business, but she's just getting back in. But before she got out, she was up to 30 listings through my system. Anyway, these are all people that, you know, you can probably just look up and they'd tell you, because agents look them up all the time. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Spanish question mark. Yes, the tools come in English and Spanish, so your toolkit will include both. Now, the thing about the website itself converts into 55 languages. Like if your prospect comes over here and they're Chinese, right, they can just translate this whole website into Chinese. Like how would they do that? They would just come over here and say Chinese, right, and it would just translate into Chinese, right? They could translate it into Polish, right, whatever they want. And so they could get all this information in their language. That's nice, right? So yeah, the website translates into Spanish too, right? Now, there's some words that just don't translate. Upside down home apparently is one of them, right? But, you know, people will make their way through it. That's the nice thing about this website that I've got set up over here. And then here's how the website works too. Let's go back to English. So you'd have a website, and then you would be able to go over here to Simple Listing Solutions as a user, and right here where it says log in, you could log into your what I call the agent back office. And this is where the lead center is. So if somebody goes to your website and orders the book, right, they end up in your lead center right here. And so here's all prospects. And you can see, oh, they ordered the Fight Foreclosure book or the short sale book or the home value report. Oh, they even gave a phone number. Right. Wow. Huh. I think those are real leads. I ought to be working those. So you could turn these drips on or off, right? And you know, you can manage them all from back here in the back office. Also from the back office, check this out. See this website right here? It says, when the bank won't modify the loan on your upside down home, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to micro-target a community, customize website content, home page, edit. Okay, now it says, when the bank won't modify the loan on your upside down, I'm going to say Coral Cove. Watch this. This is how easy it is. This is what I'm telling you guys when I talk about this is how easy it is to change your website. Let's go over here, load anyway. I'm going to come over here, and now I'm just going to refresh. And now it says, when the bank won't modify the loan on your upside-down Coral Cove home, right? Dear Coral Cove neighbor, I can start to micro-target a community. Why would I do that? Well, because I want to send my newsletter into it every month. I want to pick a geographic farm area of 1,000 homes that are going to get my newsletter every single month. Right? And not only that, they're going to get a note from me in the middle of the month, and I'm going to start knocking on doors in that farm area. And when people in that farm area respond to my marketing material and they come over to the website and it says Coral Cove, they go, wow, not only does she know short sales, she knows our neighborhood. She's one of us. Right? But Chris, what about people who live in Tampa, Florida who don't live in Coral Cove? I want them too. Don't worry about them. Listen, if they find your marketing material and follow the little bread trail home to the website, and they come over here and they go, oh, wow, this is cool stuff. You know what they'll do? They'll call you up and say, hey, listen, we're in Tampa. Would you help us? And you'll say, sure, I will. You're not that far away. I'd love to. Believe me, agents using my system get calls from out of state. Hey, we're wondering, would you send it? You know, would you send us your book? And do you know somebody that you could refer us to that thinks the same way you do? Yeah, let me get back to you. I'll find an agent in that state and I'll set it up and I'll get a nice referral fee out of it. Right? People won't not want your stuff because you're targeting a particular community, right? Targeting a particular community with a rifle approach as opposed to a shotgun approach is brilliant. It allows you to use door hangers, postcards, newsletters, things like that, right? Because you know where to focus them. You know where to focus them. And so if I was going to target a community, I could even come over here and I could build a page, Coral Cove, like I said, for sale by owner. And remember how earlier I said when a newsletter goes out, you know, you could just send out a newsletter or you can really send it out by inserting a handwritten letter to the inside of it. So what if your newsletter going into Coral Cove, you know, they open it up and a handwritten note says, hey, dear Coral Cove neighbors, if you're thinking about selling your home on your own, I can help you do that for free. It's easy. You can advertise it over on my website. I get a ton of buyer prospects coming through my website. I've got a Coral Cove for sale by owner page. I could put video, photos, all the information about your house. We get advertised it over there. I got a lot of buyers going over there. Oh, wow. Now you get like a potential FISBO in Coral Cove calling you up. Hey, I'd love to, could you come help us? Sure, I'd love to meet you. I'll come over, take some videos. Hey, the only thing I ask is that, any buyers not interested in your property, I'm going to work with them. And if you get frustrated, you get tired, you don't get the offers you want, I know I can help you get this thing sold. Right? Oh, wow, great. You could have an expired listing page over here. You just go onto your MLS and copy all the history and paste. How hard is that to do? This is how easy it is. Look, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to make an expired listing page in 30 seconds. Customize website content. I'm going to say Coral Cove expireds, right? That's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to page title, Coral Cove expired listing history. Right? Boy, that'd be interesting to me if I lived in Coral Cove and I got your newsletter one month and a letter fell out saying, hey, if you ever had your home on the market in Coral Cove and it didn't sell, that was probably frustrating, right? That was probably frustrating. Why not visit my website and go check out everybody else it happened to over the last 3 years? You'd be shocked to discover that some of the homes were relisted with another brokerage and sold at a higher list price. And watch the people get up from their bowl of cereal with the newsletter and walk over to their computer and log on to your website. Really, this I got to see. And then they'll go over to your website and they'll go, oh, wow. What do we have right here? Coral Cove expired listing history. And they'll go, huh, look at her and all this home halfa stuff she does. A book. She knows our community. Wow. Right. Straight from your newsletter, the letter that fell out in their bowl of cereal, because they want to come over and check out the expired listing history. Right. Now, if I click on this, there's nothing here that I haven't built it. That's easy. Here's how easy it is. I could just come back here and click edit the page, the blank one, and look. Insert video, insert photo, text, centered, flush left, flush right, font size. Just start building. Build your page, right? Submit, done, right? Done. Watch. I'm just going to say done. And this is what I'm talking about when I say it's like if you can work in Microsoft Word, right, you're done. Let's just change this font size a little bit. Let's make it go up to here to 36 point. And let's just italicize this and underline it. And then we're going to come down here and click submit. And now we just built our Coral Cove listing page, right? So let's just click on Coral Cove expired listing history. What do we have? We have done. So that's how the Stealth website works. So the website is one of the tools in the toolbox, right? And you can do everything you want to it from back here. It's pretty darn cool, right? And then there's a bunch of stuff. So hey, thanks for your time, you guys, today. And you hung around, so I'm assuming you hung around because you found some interest in these things. And questions are now, oh, wow, now I just opened the whole lid on questions. So, wow, how are we able to say that we are a certified short sale advisor? Okay, I'll come back to that, Krista. Also, if we have other designations, say CDPE, etc., can we add that to the cards, flyers, etc., that you provide? No, you can't provide them to the cards and letters that I provide per se. There's ways you could put them on the letters, certainly, right, once you print it. But no, the tools, the printable forms, here's how they work. Let me just show you guys. Your tools exist. There's a link back here called downloads, right? These are PDF files. So when you say, hey, I want to get my business card printed, you just click download business card. And what happens is there's a PDF file already created for you of the business card. Let me just reduce it down, right, so you guys can see what it looks like. So here's your business card. It's right here in your back office as a PDF file, just waiting for you to do stuff to it, right? So how would you open this up and put CDP on it? You couldn't. But what you could do is when you send this to the printer, you could send them the artwork for CDPE and say, hey, add this to my card, right? They could, I imagine, right? They may charge you a small fee for it, but that's how all the tools come. They come as little files right back here. Like the tear sheet letter, just download the tear sheet. And so here it is. Here's your letter. It's already designed for you, ready to go, right? It has your domain name, has, your toll-free phone number. The website comes with a toll-free phone number, right? So how could you put that on here? You couldn't. However, I would instruct you that if you were going to use this letter, I'm going to give you instructions to write on it anyway, to flip it over and write a handwritten note on the back of it and put a little Post-it note on it. That's the way you use these things, right? You're going to mark it up anyway. But, yeah, that's the way the tools come. So it would definitely be hard to insert other logos. Now, how can you use this Certified Short Sale Advisor? Well, Certified Short Sale Advisor, not a real designation, but let me tell you guys something about designations. As a marketer, with a real estate license. The designations, CDP, designations are created for no other purpose than to sell you designations. Okay, so organizations create little designations, they create a little training program, they hook up with NAR and they say, hey, I want to get a bunch of agents so we can sell a bunch of designations. Right? I love CDPE because of the training. There's some good knowledge in there. When you go through the CDPE program, you can learn some good stuff. But consumers don't know what the heck CDPE means. What, it sounds like the FBI. What is that, like the IRS? I'm with the CDPE. We're here to kick you out of the house. That doesn't mean anything to them. Right? It does to maybe your peers go, oh, you're a CDPE. No, they don't. Nobody cares about that anybody. Most people are CDPEs. Right? But certified short sale advisor, if I'm a consumer, oh, that means something to me. Well, they must know what they're talking about. Right? Now, originally, that little badge used to say certified short sale expert, but believe me, we run all this stuff by not only our attorneys, but we hear from other people's attorneys. We couldn't say that, but we can legally say certified short sale advisor all day long. Right? And so that's just a designation symbol that I've created to go with all this marketing material to just enhance it, right? Just like a Mercedes-Benz, it's just a little nothing. It just does nothing, but it sure makes it look good, and you pay more money for the car, right? So that's how that works. And great question. So are we still, Chris, will the handwritten note cards you show be part of the Simple Listing Solutions package? They sure will be. The handwritten note cards, there's going to be quite a few of them, and a new web page, okay, that you're going to make a video, Jeff, and insert your video of you into it. So I'm giving you a new landing page, a video page, and those note cards. They'll just be added to your back office here in the next week or so. They'll be back here. And then an email will go out and it'll say, hey, the new tools are in your back office. And then I'll send out email instructions to bring you onto a webinar. I'm going to teach you guys how to create the video to put on your new video landing page site if you're going to go do that system. And it'll be free to you. It won't be an additional. So when signing up, if we aren't sure what the website we want it to go to, is that okay, or do we need to know the website address? No, you don't need to know the website address when signing up. But your tools will not get made until we know what it is, right? Because we need to put it on all your tools. So you can go get signed up, and then you can go over to GoDaddy.com and go find a domain name and come back later, right? So you can certainly do that. And don't spend 3 days trying to find the perfect domain name at GoDaddy. It doesn't exist. It's already gone. And remember, they're going to be looking at your business card, right? If you're using these tools properly, they're going to be looking at your business card. And the business card is going to tell them what the domain name is. It's going to say where to go get the book, right? So it could say abcd.com. They don't care. Okay, where do I go get the book? abcd.com. Okay, let's go. That's nice and easy to type out. Right? They don't care, right? So don't try and get I save Orlando, Anyway, I had a good one on there. Then I haven't purchased that domain name, by the way, howihelporlando.com. You guys might want to go for that. How I help, put in the name yourcity.com. Howihelpcleveland.com, howihelpphoenix.com, how I help, that's a nice little direction to go in. Are there short sale drip campaigns? Yes, there are drip campaigns. Everything has a drip campaign tied to it over here. Here's the half a short sale qualifier quiz. Like if I take this quiz to find out if I qualify, I give you my information, the quiz results pop up, but there's an automated drip campaign tied to this, right? If I come over here to the home page and I order the book, there's a drip campaign tied to this, right? If I want to find out if I'm looking at a deficiency judgment, right, I can fill in all this information right here and I can just submit it over to you, and there's an automated drip campaign tied to this, right? If I order a free home value report, there's an automated drip campaign tied to it, right? Not a long one tied to the drip campaign. The long ones are really tied to the book offers. But here's the thing. Let's go back to the back office. Here is customized email drip campaigns. Here they are. You can just click on this, right? Short sale campaign, fight foreclosure book campaign, home value report campaign, deficiency judgment campaign, and the load mod campaign. These are all the different email campaigns. So you could say, well, I'm going to edit the short sale campaign. Now, because this is a demo site, I've only got one drip letter, right? But if this were your site, there would be 10 letters right here, right? And you could just edit each letter, right? So mine says, hey, we received your request for the home for the free book, but this is a demo site, so you're not going to get it. Right? That's what mine says, a little more nicely. But I could add a new drip campaign, or I could change the timing right here. I could say I want this to go out on day 3, or day 2 in 6 hours, right? Or I could create new emails, right? So anything I want to do, I can insert video into my emails, photos. I have complete editing capability of the drip campaigns from my back office, right? And uploading images, this is where I would upload like my photo. I could just upload my photo, and I could upload my logo, right? Upload your brokerage logo. So if I'm not a Prudential or a Remax, because I've already got templates made for all the major brokerages, but if you're a small private brokerage, you can just put your logo right here. You can put your photo here. You can change this background color to whatever color you'd like, and you could make this thing look any way you want. You could literally make this website sell anything, be anything. You could just change it. You could sell speedboats from it. Right? Very easy. Change the video. You ought to really eventually have a video of you right here. Hi, I'm so glad you arrived at my website. Listen, don't be afraid to order my book. It's not a big spam trap, and it's not going to bite you, and it's chock full of great information. And in fact, if you're upside down in your house right now, you're going to have a bunch of salespeople coming by knocking on your door. So you might as well be smarter than them. Get my book. I'll send it over to you for free. It'll take you 45 minutes to read it, and when you're done, you'll know more than the people that are knocking on your door. Oh, wow. People laugh and they go, I like her. Okay, I'm going to get the book. And now they already like you. Hey, would you help us? Right. So, again, listings come from relationships, right? So how easy is it to change this video? So easy. So easy. In your back office menu, you just go click Edit Online Data, and you can come right down here. This is where you could set up your IDX, right? This is where you could link your blog. This is where you put in all your like meta tag keywords. This is where you display branding, Prudential, Keller Williams, C21, Remax, Zip Realty. Those are all in here. This is where you change the background color, right? So you do all this stuff right back here. It's real easy. And then right here where it says YouTube video URL, that's where I could change that video on the home page, right? I just paste in a new video URL. And by the way, any video on YouTube that you can find is public domain. So you can literally go take any video that's currently on YouTube, and you could paste it into right here, and it'll appear right here on your homepage, right? And there's some great videos on YouTube. There's some great stuff over there you can just go grab right now. But ultimately, it'd be nice to have you here, right? So, yeah, that answers a drip campaign. You called a stealth website. What is a stealth website? I'll come back to that. Can I use a QR code on my marketing? Sure, you could. Oh, on your marketing material? Yeah, if you print it on after you print it, or if you send it to your printer and ask them to put it in with it, right? Just landed. Okay. There was a question back up here, which was, why do I call it a stealth website? I call it a stealth website because originally when I built it, if I scroll down here, you guys, it says, why did my lender accept less than owed? This is the information I happen to have on the demo site. It could be anything on yours, right? Anything. You could make it say anything. But out of the box, this is the way these sites look. I've got a link down here to makinghomeaffordable.gov, right? You see these rooftops here, there's rooftops and their logo. So I've got a link here to them. And then if you come up here, oh, we got rid of them. Yeah, we used to have sort of those rooftops and that logo, and we designed these sites to look sort of like makinghomeaffordable.gov. Like they don't look like that anymore, though. But the site used to have a real similar format, right? And that was my original intention. Oh, I'm going to make it look like makinghomeaffordable.gov. And that's why I said I'm going to call it a stealth website. But it's just morphed and been changed over the years. It doesn't really look like that anymore. Just the name is still there, stealth. But it's stealthy in the sense also that you can do whatever you want to it, right? That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that's all. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you guys a little webinar discount because you let me kind of sell today. Normally I'm just going to train on these things, but you let me show you all my stuff, and I appreciate that. You could do this. If you guys want to do this, don't go to simplelistingsolutions.com to sign up, which is over here. Instead, you could go to the shortsalecoachingclub.com. And by the way, there's a new member on here right now who just signed up last week. And if you didn't get the discount that I'm about to offer these guys, don't worry, you will. We'll just put it back onto your credit card. So I don't always do this. Okay, you can go to the shortsalecoachingclub.com, the shortsalecoachingclub.com, and then put in /offer. /offer. And then it's going to ask you for an offer code. And I'm going to give you an offer code right now, which is Club 2. Okay, Club 2. And if you submit that offer code, it'll knock $50 off the setup fee. Okay, there's a setup fee for to build out your toolkit and all your website and whatnot. It's about $500, and that'll knock $50 off of it. So Club 2. And all I did was I went to the shortsalecoachingclub.com/offer. And that'll work for you over there. So with that, if there's no more, I'm just going to make another quick lap through here, you guys. Thanks, Lloyd. Can I use a QR code? I hope you're clear on that, Lloyd. The tools as I provide them, they're going to be PDF files, so you're not going to be able to open them up and edit them, right? So, some of these tools you can print on your own printer, right? Some of these things you're going to have to send to the printer, like a business card. And so those guys, print house, you could send them the CDPE logo and whatnot and say, hey, I want this on there, and I'm sure they could figure it out, right? Same thing with a QR code. So, and you might want to just get a QR code. Why not have a QR code printed on a bunch of little white stickers, right? And then you could just have a roll of those things. You could just peel them off and you could stick them on everything, right? You could stick them on the door hangers. You could stick them on the back of your business card. You could stick them on everything. So that's an idea for you. And okay, you guys, thank you. Go do good work. Bye.